say it correctly. And she said, were you surprised that you ended up with Boyle County? And I'd have to say it was a surprise, but it was a pleasant surprise. I always loved coming here. I visited the Governor's Scholars when they participate on the Center College campus, and my wife always wants to bring home a loaf of bread or bread from the baker here. So now I have a reason to come all the time, and that's just great to be here. And so it was an interesting process. I don't know that Congress is the only one. Somebody told me this, but we are the only legislative body that does not redistrict itself. We're all creatures of state legislators. So I was watching, like most people, what was going to happen in the final phase of the district, but absolutely pleased the territory. I lost some great counties and picked up some absolutely wonderful counties, and proud to do so. And I know Murray comes on in just a few minutes, right? So we're gonna make sure. On Tuesday night, I had to give a talk. We had planned to talk. We planned on the SEC tournament, the Sun Belt tournament, and the NCAA tournament. But we didn't. The speech was in Bowling Green at 6 o'clock, right at tip-off for the Western Kentucky game. There was a room a little bigger, a little more big than this, and I said, anybody that wants to go watch, I would be there if I wasn't talking. And I half got up and left. So I know to be brief. That's a true story. I know to be brief with that. But and I always tell people, so I always cheer for UK when they play one team. And unfortunately, they're playing on one team tonight, but we'll see how hopefully, I actually have UK in my bracket all the way. So even though I want to be loyal, but I think they'll go away. But kind of my philosophy of what I think needs to happen in Washington, and we can get things going. And Mrs. Murray from a high school teacher would be proud if I said this. She said, if you're going to give a speech, grab your attention early. So the reason I ran for Congress is because of Lindsay Lohan. Now, if you know who she is, if you don't know who she is, you're better off. If you do know who she is, and it's, I have a family business. This is the story behind that. I have a family business, and we do automotive supplier and General Motors. And General Motors all over the world, so I had to go to China. So I took my family when we went. And we made a little extra to learn a little bit about what's going on in China. And this is 2007, right before the Olympics there. 30-something cranes. I stood on a building and counted 30 cranes in Shanghai. Got to Substance State Center, got to meet with the Communist Party secretary. And he said this, think about this. He says, we're number 2, we're going to be number 1. He said, China, the word for China, which I can't pronounce, but it's the middle, they don't say China, they use a word that means Middle Kingdom, you can translate it. But it doesn't mean Middle Kingdom like geographically Middle Kingdom. It means Middle Kingdom like we're the center. That works here, doesn't it? So they spell it, I don't know if they spell it the same way you do, but he said, we are the center. And he said, why do you think the Forbidden Cities are great? He said, we've always viewed ourselves. Now we're going to reach our destiny as the center of the world. Now, some Chinese history is revisionist, but anyway, that's what he said, and it stuck with me. So as we flew home, this is a true story, we flew home, I was on an airplane, so Lindsay Lohan didn't inspire me. I was on the airplane, and she must have had the night of her life. Because when I landed, when you travel overseas, first thing you want to do is like catch up what's going on at home. I came home, I have to admit, turned on Fox News. Lindsay Lohan arrested for a second time for drunk driving. It wasn't just a news story, it was a whole panel. They had the celebrity biographer, the prosecutor, you know how they do that, and a psychoanalyst talking about her. And I said, if that's all Fox News can do, I'm not going to watch CNN. Lindsay Lohan arrested second time for drunk driving with a different panel. So I said, okay, I'll give up. I'm going to watch MSNBC. Guess what? Same thing. I remember sitting there going, if China is focused on what they're focused on, and we're focused on this, they are going to be number 1 if we don't change it. So it wasn't really Lindsay Lohan, but my trip to China. When Ron Lewis, I know he didn't represent this area, kind of at the last minute decided to retire, had to make a really quick decision about running for office. I got a phone call from Mitch McConnell, and he said, Ron Lewis is retiring, and if you, I think he'd be a good congressman if you'd be interested in running. So I said, let me ask my wife. So I hung out and I said, honey, that was Mitch McConnell, and he thinks I'm going to be a good congressman because Ron Lewis is retiring. And she said, I hope he told me no to him. That was the first words I ever got. And I said, well, I didn't say no yet, but I'm not going to do this. And then she came crawling to me on her hands and knees and said, get out under the bed and fight like a man. That's a hitting young one. I got to get credit for that. Now, actually, she came back to me and she said, you know, we talked for a while about it. She goes, we're concerned about what this is going to do to our kids being in Washington, D.C. And I've been in Frankfurt. That's a true story. And that's just a little before my grandfather was born. What must happen in a lifetime. The Wright brothers, Smithsonian Institute wanted to invent the airplane. And so they offered a prize. They brought the smartest people in the country to Washington, D.C. to invent the airplane. Have you ever heard this story? It's a fascinating story. So they come up with this idea, and they go out on a barge in the Potomac River, and they catapult this contraption. You probably see them in these old black and white movies you see. And it shoots right off the barge around like Evil Knievel and goes right down at the bottom of the Potomac River. Smartest people in the country were doing it. And they didn't think about what's going to happen if it doesn't work. We can't get the airplane out of the bottom of the river. It's probably still down there. But you had two brothers. One had yellow fever, I think, maybe scarlet fever, was laying on his back porch watching birds fly. They were mechanical because they had that bicycle shop. And he said, you know, birds really don't flap their wings a lot. They don't flap their wings a lot. They really kind of glide. So it's about lift. And they said, yeah, it's about lift. Once we can figure the lift out, we can get the power. Because the other guys are shooting power. And I always wondered why they went from Dayton, Ohio to North Carolina. That's where the wind was. It was off the Cape Hatteras, and figured it out. And one of my favorite stories about people is John Kerry. But he said this, it was really about George Bush and stem cell research. But he said if George Bush had been president of the United States, we would still be reading by candle. We would still be horse and buggy, and we'd still be using typewriters. But we're not reading by electric lights because of government, it's because of the genius of Thomas Edison. We're not riding horses and cars because of government, it's the ingenuity of Henry Ford. And we're not using typewriters instead of computers. We're not using computers instead of typewriters because of government, it's because of marketplace demanded it, so IBM had to switch.